You've been planning this for decades. You finally retire. And then it doesn't feel like you thought it would.
Here's something almost nobody tells you before you retire. Most people don't actually feel retired for the first 2 years. Not financially, emotionally. And if you don't know this going in, it can feel like something's wrong with you. Or worse, like you made a mistake.
In this video, I'm breaking down exactly why this happens, the stages most retirees go through, and what you can do to actually feel retired faster, instead of just being retired on paper.
Almost everything in retirement planning focuses on the number. Save enough, hit your target, retire. As if the moment you stop working, everything just clicks into place.
But ask anyone who's actually retired, and a huge number of them will tell you the first year or two felt strange, disorienting, even a little empty. Not because retirement was the wrong decision, because nobody prepared them for the identity shift, only the financial one.
Let's walk through why that happens. For 30, 40 years, your brain has been wired around a structure. Wake up, go to work, solve problems, get evaluated, get a paycheck. That's not just a schedule. It's an identity system.
When that disappears overnight, your brain doesn't have a replacement script. Psychologists call this part of retirement the honeymoon phase, followed by a disenchantment phase, where the initial excitement of freedom fades, and a lot of retirees feel a strange sense of aimlessness, even if they have plenty of money and plenty of free time.
This isn't a flaw in you. It's a completely normal adjustment period. It just usually isn't mentioned in retirement planning conversations. When people think about what they're giving up by retiring, they usually think about income. But income is only one piece.
You're also losing daily social contact. Coworkers you saw every day, even people you didn't think you were close to, disappear from your routine almost instantly.
A sense of contribution. Even a job you didn't love gave you a reason to get up, a role, a sense that you were useful to something outside yourself.
External validation, performance reviews, promotions, recognition, they're gone. And a lot of people don't realize how much they relied on that structure until it's not there anymore. None of this shows up on a retirement calculator, but it's often the real reason the first 2 years feel harder than expected. You'd think that once you retire with enough money, the money stress would be over. For most people, it isn't, at least not right away.
For decades, you've been in accumulation mode, watching your accounts grow every year. Retirement flips that completely. Now you're in withdrawal mode, watching the number go down, even if it's going down exactly as planned.
That psychological shift, from saver to spender, from growing to drawing down, creates real anxiety for most new retirees. It usually takes about a year or two of watching the plan actually work before that anxiety starts to fade.
So if the first 2 years are naturally a transition period, how do you shorten that gap? A few things consistently show up with people who adjust faster.
Build structure before you need it. People who create a loose routine, whether that's volunteering, part-time consulting, a hobby with a schedule, or regular time with friends, adjust noticeably faster than people who retire with a completely open calendar.
Replace contribution, not just income. Find something, even small, that gives you a sense of usefulness. This could be mentoring, community involvement, or even helping family. The goal isn't income, it's purpose.
Give yourself permission to grieve the old identity. This sounds strange, but it works. Acknowledging that leaving a career, even when you were ready to leave, is a real transition and not something to feel guilty about missing.
Track progress, not just net worth. In the first year, keep a simple record of how you're spending your time, not just your money. It helps you see the shift happening, even when it doesn't feel obvious day to day. So here's the truth nobody puts on a retirement calculator. The first 2 years aren't really about the money. They're about rebuilding an identity that was built around work for decades.
If you're retired right now and it doesn't feel the way you expected, that doesn't mean you did something wrong. It means you're right on schedule.
And if you're not retired yet, knowing this now means you can start building the structure and purpose before the paycheck stops, not after. So that gap is shorter for you than it was for most people. Subscribe to this channel for more retirement videos. See you in next video.